Alright, are you guys ready? Alright. So when you think of animal testing, what do you think of? A lot of people will think of a bunch of rats shoved in a very tiny cage, or maybe a bunny tied to a pole or something like that. And these are all very common ideas everyone thinks of when they think of animal testing. And my question is, what truth is behind these ideas? I'm Shelby Wilder, and today I'll be diving into these ideas of animal experimentation and the truth behind them. So first I'm going to start with some background on what animal testing is, and then I'm going to discuss some of the how animal testing works and some of the ethics behind it. And then I'm going to wrap up with a discussion on how we can actually stop or change animal experimentation the way we see it today. And I'm no crazy PETA lady or a big animal activist or anything like that, but I'm just a really big lover of animals, so I have always had a very large interest in this idea, and I've done a lot of research on this idea for many other papers as well. So I do know a large amount about it. And the reason I want to look into this so much is because animal testing is very hush-hush. A lot of people don't know what's going on behind laboratory doors or things like that. For example, when I surveyed the class, I asked, how have you gathered your information regarding this topic to form your opinion on this topic? And 3 out of the 8 people said that they had not gathered any information at all. And one of them even said that they based their opinion just on general knowledge, and that he or she had not really read much on the topic. And lack of knowledge is a big reason for a lot of the misconceptions on both sides of the controversy of animal experimentation. This is why I'm really excited to get to share this information with you guys today. So my first question is, what is animal testing? And according to an article written by Swami, Fernham, and Christopher in 2008, they state that animal testing or animal research refers to the use of animals in experiments within academic research or commercial experiments. And it's a very, very controversial topic, even amongst our class. When I surveyed the class, I asked, what is your stand on animal experimentation? 3 people agreed with it, 3 didn't agree with it, and 2 said neither they agreed nor disagreed. So even in our tiny class, there was a big controversy amongst us. So despite the controversy, animal experimentation has actually been around since circa 500 BC, according to the article, Should Animals Be Used by Procon.org. Today, according to Humane Society International, it is estimated that more than 115 million animals worldwide are used yearly in laboratory experiments. In the U.S. alone, over 25 million animals are used in labs every year, according to Harm and Suffering by NEABS. So at first, it was creating some results, but at what expense? And is it still creating results today? So my next question is, does animal testing work? In an article written by Ramirez et al., they stated animals are similar to humans, but most notably in the shared characteristic of pain, fear, and suffering. So if we are getting results, at what expense? Is it worth what we're doing to these animals? And honestly, in all reality, animals may not be creating the results that we think they are. In an article written by Humane Society International, they stated, while on a superficial level, animals and humans may share similar symptoms, but over-reliance on animal models may well have delayed medical process rather than advanced them. For example, according to Should Animals Be Used by Procon.org, it's even been known that a certain drug harmful to animals may actually be helpful to humans. For example, aspirin is like this. Even more human tests are time and resource intensive, according to Humane Society International, so if they aren't creating results, why are we still going for it? Not to mention, also according to Humane Society International, all animals are killed after the end of the experiments. So a lot of people ask, aren't there rules, laws, and regulations against this happening? Like, this isn't actually happening in real life labs. But actually, there's only one federal law that provides minimal protection to laboratory animals, and this is called the Animal Welfare Act, or the AWA, and this is written by Harm and Suffering. However, it's predicted by the article Should Animals Be Used that about 95% of animals used in experiments are not protected by the AWA. So honestly, one of the biggest issues I have with animal experimentation is just how hush-hush everything is. Nobody really knows what's going on behind laboratory doors. So with all this being said, I believe that we are on a track to start doing non-animal experimentations and getting results that way instead of trying to do what we're doing now with animals and not getting the results we want to. So my next question is, how can we stop this? Many believe there are no alternatives to animal testing, which is why it's still so popular today. When I asked my survey, I said, do you have strong feelings towards animal experimentation? Why or why not? And one of my classmates said, no, I wouldn't say I care enough to feel strongly about it, but I believe that to find cures for diseases, animal testing is necessary, which is a big misconception that a lot of people have. And it's actually not creating the results that everyone thinks that it is. So why are we still doing it is the real question. And in a article written by Ramirez et al., they stated that the regulatory acceptance alternative approaches to animal testing is often a long-lasting process. It is not fully transparent. In layman's terms, this means a lot of people don't trust non-animal experimentation because we've been doing it for so long. There's a lot less to back up non-animal experimentation, but I feel that we are getting to that point where we can do more non-animal experimentation experiments to see results we get that way. In the same article by Ramirez et al., they stated overall participants in the article's study recommended building confidence in new methodologies by applying and gaining experience with them. So like I said before, if we keep doing and providing results with this, I think that we can make a change in what we're doing today. And I think the article by Chapin in 2013 said it best and said, thus what is necessary is a different approach. So by doing this, we can come together as a whole. We can break down laboratory doors. We can make this testing that we do, animal testing that we do now, a thing of the past. So in my speech, I covered what animal testing is, ethical issues regarding animal testing, and some ways that we could make a difference and change the way people see animal experimentation today. And I hope now that you are ready to go out and make a difference in what people say is animal experimentation. Before the speech, in my survey, I said, would you buy a product from a company that you knew had participated in animal experimentation? 5 of my classmates said yes, and 3 said no. Hopefully now that you've listened to this speech, 100% of my class would say that they would not buy a product that has done animal experimentation. Because together we can make a change in the way that people see animal experimentation today. We can break down laboratory doors, see what's happening, and start working towards a new era of non-animal experimentation. Thank you.